Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So we have been dealing with Indian philosophers for some time. In this lecture, we'll be continuing the same topic. In this lecture, we'll be dealing with Ashoka's concept, policy of Dhamma, about Swami Vivekananda, and finally Mahatma Gandhi. So starting with Ashoka's Dhamma. See, Ashoka, after the Kalinga War, embraced the policy of Dhamma, which does not have any formal definition, but as a concept, it is described as the righteous way of living. See, after converting to Buddhism, which is after the Kalinga War, he propagated Dhamma throughout the empire, which is based on 10 principles of Lord Buddha. That is to be truthful and uphold the total integrity, to be gentle and kind, to be liberal while avoiding egoism, to be willing to put one's own pleasure aside for the subject's well-being, to develop patience, to live a humble life to inspire the subjects, to be free of all forms of hatred, to uphold a high moral standard, respect for the public's viewpoint to create peace and concord, and finally to practice non-violence. See, Buddhism has, even during the ancient period, has impacted a lot for the peace and for the stability of the world, which is something we must follow, and it is these 10 principles are very much relevant even in the current scenario, that is 21st century, where each individual must, when they follow these principles, the earth will be the world will be a very, very different one. So coming on to the next, let's deal with Swami Vivekananda. See, he was considered as a major force in revival of Hinduism in India and brought it the status of major world religion in the 19th century, where his address in the world, the Parliament of Religions at Chicago in 1893, drew attention of world towards the ancient Indian philosophy of Vedanta. See, we all know that, we all have heard that Swami Vivekananda made a remarkable impression in the World Parliament of Religions in Chicago. So, because of that speech and other reforms by other teachings by Swami Vivekananda, Hinduism was brought into its revival. However, his philosophies are very much relevant for the current scenario. First one is brotherhood. See, different streams of water come together into the sea. Different paths humans take, different religions humans follow. Although they appear different, they all lead to the same God. That is what Swami Vivekananda used to say. See, the world realizes that to bring peace, there is no other ideology more proper than this, that concept of brotherhood. So, in India, we follow the concept of Vasudev Kudumpakam, which means belief in world as a family has become very, very necessary in this 21st century, where the era of protectionism and deglobalization is occurring. Next one is fraternity. See, Swami Vivekananda focuses on values like love, patience, perseverance in one's life, where he argued that brotherhood and fraternity among the people would increase if it is followed, that love, patience, and perseverance are followed, which will eventually reduce the conflicts and bind the society together. Rationality and scientific temper. Swami Vivekananda condemned the blind superstitious beliefs and searched for rationality and scientific meaning to all the aspects of the religion. Like, he was, it would be right to say that he was in complete agreement with the scientific methods, I mean modern science, where he pointed out that Like when if superstition enters into the brain of human becomes ignorant, and it will lead to the path of the degradation in his or her life. A good example we can take into is Syed Ahmad Khan. See, though through his Aligarh movement wanted to make religious reform to the emphasis on like principle of inquiry on religion, he favored scientific and rational outlook, recognized Western education, and aimed at the social reform. That is how reform must happen. Like moving forward, you should not come back to the old one again. Next one is the religion. One of the significant contributions of Swami Vivekananda to the modern world is the interpretation of religion as a universal experience or to the transcendent reality, like which is common to all humanity. He says that one who follows their own conscience and personal religion is the true religion according to him. I'll tell you, I explain one. One who follows their own conscience, that is their own thoughts, and personal religion is the true religion according to him. Next one is youth. Swami Vivekananda believed that if the youth in India are determined to achieve, then there is nothing to stop them from achieving them. He urged the youth to have dedication to the cause of attaining success. See, we all know that January 12th, his birth anniversary, is celebrated as National Youth Day. See, he believed that youth energy, the energy of the youth, can change the shape of the country. A good example we can bring here is IAS Saurabh Kumar, who was district collector of Danteveda, who has been working on tackling the unemployment and giving the local youth a new life which is free from violence and extremism, where he introduced counseling sessions called Lunch with Collector to interact with the youth and give them counseling. Next one is education. So, Swami Vivekananda laid great emphasis on education for the regeneration of our motherland. According to him, a nation will advance only when the in proportion to the education spread among the mass group. He also redefined the concept of education, that it is not only exploring different ways to earn, but also building one's own character, strength, intellectual, etc. See, such idea of education of building one's own character would also help in evolving oneself as a better person, which in turn will help in both personal and public life. This is something Swami Vivekananda dealt in detail. Next one is Mahatma Gandhi. In this lecture, Mahatma Gandhi will be quite extensive one because it's very important philosopher and thinker. So we will be dealing in quite detailed about his principles and philosophies. Moral actions. See, they are nothing but voluntary actions that is done without the fear of punishment or the greed of reward. What you can say is, okay, let's say I am caught by a policeman for not wearing helmet, and if the policeman asks bribe and I refuse, instead I asked for challan to pay for the punishment. Like, it's a voluntary action that is done without fear of punishment. That is something moral action. Next one is virtues. See, they are practiced in thought, words and deed. See, Gandhi ji developed the virtue of non-violence and was often referred to as non-violent person because he tends to be non-violent in all circumstances. That is something virtues say about. Next is religion. See, for Gandhi, religion and morality were inseparable. Morality is crucial to the religion, and morality represents the core of the religion. Like, even though I am a Hindu, Muslim or Christian, I respect other religions and cultures. That morality should be followed by others, and that's what Gandhi says about the philosophy of religion. Next one is trusteeship, which is something again an important concept, right? See, Gandhiji advocated for the system of trusteeship where he said that wealth and resources should be held for the benefit of society as a whole, where the idea of trusteeship makes it clear that wealth and resources, irrespective of who owns the wealth, should help for the betterment of society. Like sustainable consumption of resources, making it available for even for future generation, dignity of labor by providing them with reasonable wages, equitable distribution of wealth. These are the different challenges we face in the 21st century. So in these places, concept of trusteeship makes a very important part. Next one, we'll be dealing about the Sarvodaya movement, where it aims to create harmonious society around us, centered on the principles of mutual happiness, peace, and prosperity. So, what it does is it tries to seek the welfare of all citizens and the progress of society, which helps in this movement. So, we'll deal with the principles. See, again, it brings the philosophy of non-violence, where violence has no place in it, and that non-violence is used as a weapon in Sarvodaya movement. Sorry. Democratic nation. See, it criticizes the concept of power and politics. See, in the democracy, powerful parties dominate the election and also reduce the ideals of democracy to myths, which will result in conflicts, factions, and groups in society, which in turn will destroy the social harmony and unity. Society without state. See, the philosophy believes in the establishment of stateless and classless society for the end of justice, which is similar to that of Karl Marx's view on trade. See, Karl Marx wanted communism, said that communism would be the final form of state, where it will be classless and stateless. So, that's what even Mahatma Gandhi advocated about. Next one is village council. See, it emphasizes an autonomous and independent village community system for maintaining their own autonomy, like being not being independent. I mean, not being dependent on other community and staying as an autonomous and independent village. See, this part is partially, I would say, fulfilled under Article 40 of the Indian Constitution and the Directive Principles of State Policy. See, the gain to the individuals here will be less. Okay, the gain of the to the individual will be small. See, the development of each quality depends upon every other. If all the qualities are improved a little, then the individual keep on. The qualities in the sense like love, ahimsa, non-violence, these things are all which is said about. Moral and ethical values. See, Sarvodaya movement puts these moral and ethical values and at the forefront of the movement to aim and aims to ensure justice, ensure a just society. And it should be also known that that Sarvodaya movement attempts to create the necessary surroundings to bring together all the individuals with the faith in the welfare of all policy. Next one is vows of Gandhi. Like he gave in 11 vows where we'll be dealing with ahimsa, non-violence. We should not create violence. Satya, truthfulness. We should be saying the truth no matter whatever the circumstances. Asya, no stealing. We should never ever steal in our life. For brahmacharya, self-discipline. Self-discipline is very important according to Mahatma Gandhi. Only then our home will be good, our district will be peaceful, and eventually the country will be peaceful. Next one is aparigraha, no possessions. Mahatma Gandhi advocates for very less possessions, that is for minimal survival of the. He doesn't want to materialize too much. He wants us to have only possessions for minimal survival. Sarishrama, working for daily food. Mahatma Gandhi wants everyone to work for their daily food rather than uh, living off with on some others wages or food. Aswada, controlled diet. See, he wants us to have controlled diet. Like he just wanted us to fill that our stomach, which is only required for the survival of the day, and not eat too much. Next one is fearlessness. Sarvatra Bhayavarchana. Fearlessness. He says that we should not get feared of anything and face everything in a courageous manner. Next one is Sarva Dharma Samantva, equality of all religions. He wants, Mahatma Gandhi wants everyone to respect each other's religion, which can eventually promote brotherhood, fraternity, and promote peace in the society. Next one is Swadeshi, use locally made goods. See, use the locally made goods, it eventually boosts the domestic economy, which will in turn impact the standard of living of the local people. Next one is Sparsh Bhavana, against idea of untouchability. It's a spelling mistake in the. It's against idea of touchability. Like you should avoid that concept of untouchability. Like everyone is equal, stateless, and classless here. That's what Mahatma Gandhi says in his 11 O's. Coming on to the next, we'll be dealing with Satyagraha. See, Gandhi showed his belief in the doctrine and methods of Satyagraha, where he described that he can act as equal, where the powerless people can act as equal to the powerful people. See, Gandhiji questioned the idea of power as we see it now and demonstrated the world that is Satyagraha, that the weaker members of society could be as powerful in some situation as the strong. Some few pillars are Sat, which implies the openness, honesty, and fairness. Ahimsa, like refusal to inflict injury on others, and Tapasya, which is willingness for self-sacrifice. See, of course, we can see the relevance even in current times, like to resolve warlike situations such as Russia-Ukraine war. Ahimsa can play a vital role here to mitigate corruption and material race for materialism. SAT, the pillar of SAT, plays a vital role here. When these are all implemented or used, advocated, eventually Satyagraha becomes a success. Coming on to the next, we'll look into the 7 sins of Gandhi. Politics without principle. See, politics and elections should be fought together, where people vote based on progress and based on the progress of political party and government. And elections should be accountable to the people. But sometimes this goes against it. Like examples, the recent examples of 2024 Lok Sabha elections, where as many as 251 out of 543 newly elected Lok Sabha members have criminal cases registered against them, and 27 of them have been convicted, according to analysis by poll rights body Association of Democratic Reforms, ADR. Wealth without work. See, there are individuals who do not work and rely on concept of corruption, bribery to acquire wealth. This is something Mahatma Gandhi says as a sin. We can call it Nirav Modi PNB scam. That is an example of wealth without work. Pleasure without conscience. See, happiness which is earned by disturbing others is equal to sin, again, as advocated by Mahatma Gandhi. Environment, disturbing environment under the ambit of development, it is a sin. Example, knowledge without character. See, knowledge will give power and character gives the respect. See, character imbibes the quality of integrity and honesty in a knowledgeable person. And a good example we can say is knowledge without character. Osama bin Laden and numerous other terrorists who were very well versed in IT, that is knowledge, and used that to conduct terror activities with no morals. That is something knowledge without character. Science without humanity. Use of the digital technologies like social media for propagation of radical terrorism and to spread religious and social hatred is something which should not be done. Example we can say is that show recent bombardment of missiles between Israel and Gaza Strip. That is saying something without considering the humanity. Next is commerce without morality. The business should be fair to all the stakeholders involved. Unethical governance in organization, lack of infrastructure, lack of integrity, adulteration are all something examples of the sin, which brings in a commerce without morality. Like as we have heard recently that Google and Facebook recently tussled with the U.S. Senate, which is a house in U.S. by United States on the issue of privacy. Next one is religion without sacrifice. Religion today has been reduced to mere practices and rituals. The compassion, affection, and brotherhood should be brought together, which is taught by the religion. Otherwise, it would be a sin. In the recent past, we have been seeing like promoting the intolerance in the name of religion, which leads to mob lynching, mass killings, terrorism, etc. These all should be avoided, and these are all considered as sins. So that's it for today's lecture. Hope you understood about Ashoka's Dhamma, Swami Vivekananda, and Mahatma Gandhi, different concepts, different philosophies of Mahatma Gandhi. Do watch the video completely and comment your doubts. We'll clear it. We'll resume with the Indian philosophers even in the next lecture. Thank you.